Okay. Okay. Okay, it is live. YouTube chat does show. Participants. Fresh. Why I gotta sign in? Okay, so let's pop this here. Yep, okay, cool. See if it shows up. Hey, what's going on? There's some people here. Non-Zamfir, Alex, Agent Logan. Yeah, sorry it took me forever. I ended up having to put my kid to bed. And then when I got done doing that, then Streamlabs wasn't working. So I was like, well shit, now I gotta figure this nuts. I have not gone live on this setup since I used to stream way back. When I used to stream on Twitch. That's how long all this setup was for Twitch. Hey, what's going on, Andrew? Trevor, Vern, Jordan. It's weird because like I have not streamed from down here in so long. It's so funny. I'm not tired. It's just been a long work day. It's been a long work week, to be honest. It's just been very tiring having to work, and as you guys know, I got like 7 jobs. Let me make sure this is working on Facebook. Where is it? Where could I go to see my own stream on Facebook? My own profile? Oh, I don't see it. Jordan, go check on Facebook and see if it shows any like live stream. I don't see it anywhere. I see YouTube did mention to me I'm live on YouTube. It doesn't show me I'm live on Facebook. The output. Stream, yeah, it's connected. What the hell? Hey, there's going on, man. What's going on, Flyline? What's going on, Henry? Oh, dude, Zanford, I absolutely hate games like PUBG and Battle Royale. I cannot stand that shit. I think it's because I'm too old. I think that's what it is. I am. Dude, things like Snapchat, things like Battle Royale games, and even Leagues to an extent. It's too late. It's too late. I missed that boat. I played plenty of Leagues when I was younger. When I say younger, I mean like, fuck, dude. I first started playing Leagues like 10 years ago, and now like look where everybody is. It's pretty terrible. Burns, what are you talking about, man? Yeah, I've tried really hard. How's the audio sound? Is it not too loud, is it? I see it's clipping into red a little bit. Let me maybe turn that down. How's this? Hello, 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 hello. Dude, maybe in my 30s I probably would have played it. I can't do it anymore. I just can't. Like, it's so okay, the truth is I get really angry. That's my problem. I play a lot of fighting games, and if you've ever seen any of my so I used to stream, right? So I used to stream on Twitch. That's how all this started. Last year, in like the middle of COVID, my wife was like, you should do something fun. And I was like, okay, I'll just stream on Twitch because I love playing video games, and I guess I'll just go and, have fun with people online. And I did not have fun people with online. I am fiercely competitive, and when I lose, I am awful. And I have some stream. Actually, I actually hid all of these videos. Let me show you guys. Nothing on my Facebook. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with the face. I don't care. Whatever. It's profile Facebook. I don't see anything. Yeah, I don't see anything on there. I don't know why it's not doing that. Whatever. It doesn't matter. It's not like how many people watch me on Facebook. Actually, let me see. Streamlabs dashboard. God, it's just so funny. I haven't messed with all this. Main Facebook account. Hey, if I see it there, why the hell is it not going there? Okay, so the fighting game I played was Guilty Gear. And this is what I was going to show you guys. You have not seen... Oh, goodness, what am I doing? Let me move this out of the way. Let me show you. So on my YouTube channel, many people don't really know this, and I did mention this one time before, but I ended up hiding all the videos, is I have all of my Twitch streams actually were, I used to save them on YouTube as kind of like a repository so that I didn't lose anything. And so I have like 92 videos on my YouTube that are hidden. Let me show you content. Where is it? How is the fastest way to get there? And it's all the games I ever streamed. So what I used to do is I used to actually stream, and I used to dress up as the character that I was playing, or something related to the game. That's how I used to do it. So like all these right here. So starting from right, as you can see, right where like the car stuff starts right here. 2021 WRX is like January 30th, 2022. There's some still on your live tab. Oh, are there? I thought that I hit all of them. As you can see, I put all of them private, or as many of them as I thought. Now actually we can see. So like, you know, Destiny, Crisis. I used to pretty much stream everything. Control. There's my tech. Oh, dude, the nights when I used to play Tekken were really bad. Why can I see? They're all private. At least here, let's see. Yeah, look, all of them are private. So I don't know what you're seeing. You'll have to show me which one you're seeing. So, like for example, this one, I dressed up as the Joker. Look how terrible that looks. This is actually the first stream I did, and like so many people came to watch it because like my wife was playing. I think my wife was playing WoW at the time, and she had just like posted in like every chat that she could find, and was just like, "Hey, come check out my husband. He's like streaming. He's streaming Batman as the Joker, which is like one of my favorite characters to play as." But this is such a long time ago. But none of these, you guys shouldn't be able to see any of these. So anyway, I thought that was pretty funny. Bring you guys back over here. Maybe live stream those to YouTube. Maybe. Yeah, Destiny. So Destiny 2 is something I've played. I still play to this day. And this was like, I got into Destiny. Actually, I bought a PlayStation 4 when Destiny came out. For that purpose. I did not have a PlayStation 4 at the time. And it was okay, not the best. And I ended up playing Destiny 2 after a while, and I used to just play by myself. And even to this day, I still play Destiny like by myself. I don't play with anybody. And I ended up just, it was like one of my, like I'd come home from work, I'd put my daughter to bed, I'd get really tired, and then I would just turn on Destiny and just play and not even think about it and just go to bed. Kingdom Hearts was fun too. So Kingdom Hearts 1 I played, I loved it. Kingdom Hearts 2 was like, it's okay. And then I didn't play Kingdom Hearts until actually recently, within the last, I think like 2 months, my daughter found out what it was. And she's like, oh, it's like Disney. I want to see these Disney characters. So I went to my library. My library, you can actually borrow games at my library. And I ended up getting Kingdom Hearts 3, and it was like the worst game I have ever played. Well, okay, that's not fair. It was the worst Kingdom Hearts game I've ever played. It was so boring. I was like skipping through all the cutscenes. I was only playing so that my daughter can see Mickey, or well, in that case, just like Goofy and Donald do things. It's good. Destiny, the nice thing about Destiny is you really can just like jump in for a little bit and get out, and you don't feel like you're really sucked in. Like unless you were trying to be like in the end game and you're trying to do just like the hardest content, the seasonal model really allows you to just, you know, pay $10, hop in, play a little bit, leave, come back, and to be honest, like not really care. It's actually pretty good. I really enjoy it, but it's one of those games where it's really chill. At least I feel that way. Like I don't PvP in it, so I don't feel like I have to hate on people. But if I PvP in anything now, I have a really hard time keeping my cool, because it's not that I'm like terrible at games. It's as I've gotten older, because I just don't play competitive games anymore, I've gotten bad at them. And so I don't get mad at the people for beating me. I get mad at myself for losing, especially when I'm playing fighting games, because I know I'm really good. I've been playing Guilty Gear for like 20 years, right? I'm really good at Guilty Gear. So Guilty Gear Strive is out. They have a level called Celestial where like all the streamers are and all the top players are. And I've been to Celestial multiple times, even on stream. And I've been in tons of these PlayStation tournaments. So like I know I'm good, but like because I don't play every day anymore like I used to, there are things that'll happen to me where I see them and I'm like, wow, I really should have been reacting to that. And I could see myself just getting slower and slower and slower, and that's why I lose, and that's what makes me really upset. What's that? One or none? Which one? Andrew, are you talking about Kingdom Hearts 1? Oh, speaking of Final Fantasy, you guys saw the Final Fantasy VII Rebirth trailer? Like, that thing looked really, really good. I haven't even finished the remake yet. I'm still like, I'm really behind on pretty much everything. Yeah, okay. It's a patience thing. Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, when it comes to time, there is none. And especially these days, like, I want to play Diablo 4. Like, I want to play Diablo every day. Every waking minute, I want to just play Diablo. But I can't. Even right now, you know what? I should just be playing Diablo while talking to you guys. Like, I could legitimately do that. I might as well just start streaming Diablo in the time. Street Fighter. Okay, Jordan, I really want to get Street Fighter 6, but I know that if I get it, I am not going to be able to play it casually. I will have to play it as competitively as possible. I love Street Fighter. Alex Blood, I have a RTX 3090. It's a Founders Edition 3090. I upgraded in the middle of COVID. I got a really good deal. It was for MSRP. At I drove 4 o'clock in the morning to my Best Buy. They had posted on Twitter they were gonna get like 100. They posted on Best Buy they were gonna get 100 RTX cards. I went there to go buy a 3080 because that was like the best deals. I had sold my 1080 Ti for $600, which was crazy to me. And I was like, all right, I'm gonna take that $600. I'm gonna go buy a 3080 for $700. It's perfect. So I get there, and the guys, they were passing out papers in line, like vouchers, before the doors opened. And so when the lady got to me, the guy in front of me got the last 3080, and I was like, damn, that's the one I wanted. So she comes up to me, she's like, what do you want? And I was like, well, what do you have? So she shows me, she's got, I said, I got a 3060 Ti, or I have a 3090. And I was like, bro, you're killing me. Like, I drove all the way over here. I waited like 5 hours. And I usually don't do that. I'm not like a line. I don't like waiting in line. So I was like, well, I'm already here. I got to buy something. And so I text my wife. I'm like, all right, I got that money in savings. Just transfer it. I'm buying this 3090. I'm just going to do it. And to be honest, I didn't open it. I actually left it in the box for like 2 or 3 days because people were selling RTX Founders Editions 3090s for like $2,500. And I was like, do I keep it? Do I like flip it? But every single one of my gamer friends told me they were going to beat me up if I ended up flipping it. So I ended up keeping it. Dude, you have no idea how true that is, Non-Zanfer. So this is my basement. This is normally where I work. Now, when I'm playing games, I actually play upstairs in my bedroom. Our bedroom is not like super big, but I take my entire desktop and I put it next to my TV. I plug it up and I play. Even in the winter, like, it's great because you're right. It actually keeps the whole house, it keeps the whole room warm. But in the summer, it gets so hot that like it gets very bothersome. And my wife is the type of person who she will have a comforter 365 days of the year. It doesn't matter if it is snowing outside. It doesn't matter if it's raining. It could be like 150 degrees or it could be like 2 degrees. We have to sleep with a comforter and 3 fans and the air conditioner. It's just what my life is. And so in the summer, it is death. It is just crazy because yes, it does heat up. I recently started using my laptop instead of my desktop because of the heat and the noise issue. But it gets pretty crazy. I got a 37 for MSRP. Yeah, I I don't know. Because like I hate the fact that people were flipping those video cards because the people, like gamers, wanted to buy them and play with them, and it just sucked at how many people were doing that. And I ended up, and that was my decision. I was like, well, you know, everybody. I know that not a lot of my friends could have afforded a 3090 at the time, and even though it was not a good purchase decision, like it was a bad financial decision, but like I had got some money and I was like, I'm buying. I want one. I've always wanted like the best video card, and I've never had that before. And even the 1080 Ti, I bought it like when it was on sale, and actually that's a whole different story. I'll get into that story later. I'll tell you that afterwards. But I ended up keeping it because as a gamer, I was like, when else am I going to have the opportunity to have such an amazing video card? And I was like, just fuck it. I'm keeping it. I'm playing it. And then, of course, like 3 months later, they announced that RTX 4000 series was coming out. So I was like, late again. Jeremy, I bought everything for a new build in March 2020. Finally built it a couple of years ago. Caved and bought a set. Aw, dude, that's still not bad, to be honest, man. Like, even like the 1000 series, like I think were those Pascal? Yeah, that was a Pascal, right? 1000 series was Pascal. And I mean, they're still really, really good video cards. Like that 1080 Ti, I had no reason to really sell it. Like it was still really good. It's just, you know, we had bought a new TV because our old TV died. We got an LG C10, I think, an OLED. And I was like, all right, well, I can't have like a really nice TV and have like a really shitty video card. So I was like, I'm just going to do it. I got 2 AC with my 40. I live in... Oh, dude, I bet it gets hot down there. EG, you helped me convince to get to W... Hey, man, I'm glad that you did get a WRX. And I'm hopefully that I was the last straw for you to get a WRX. And you definitely did some research. I'm glad you have it because I think it's a great car. I hope you're enjoying it. Christopher LaRose asked, what's your nationality? I am actually a combination of a lot of different... Okay, my nationality is actually United States citizen. I have a blue passport. But if you're asking where I'm from and like, you know, my lineage, I guess, my dad was Lebanese, a combination of Lebanese and a couple other things. My mom is a combination of some Arabic. And then if you take a step above to my maternal and paternal grandparents, there's a combination of African from Kenya. We have Lebanese, Indian, and Arabic. So that's just like a mishmash of the Middle East and Africa. Non-Zenfer for me was either get a WRX or $5,000 PC. Okay, so I'm glad that you brought that up because I think that consoles are finally getting to the point where they're acceptable now. Like, I know people still fight over whether having like 60 FPS is better or like 4K is better. Dude, I would take 1080p 60 FPS any day of the week on console. I don't even care, right? And most of these consoles are actually like doing a really good job of giving us that option, or sometimes having like checkerboard 4K or like checkerboard 1440p. And I'm completely okay with that as long as it's like maybe even like 40 FPS at the minimum. If you have like 120 hertz monitors, you can get that 40 cut, which we're just getting into a whole other conversation now. Old Bill is 9 years old, rocking. Dude, okay, do I have it here? I have my old video card here still. Before the 1080, I had a 5870. I had two. I had a dual 5870 setup. So we're talking like really old. As yeah, did the same thing with the cars because of chips. Yeah, you were the last. Okay, that's good. That's good, EG. I'm glad I was. But okay, so I've been trying to do like, I haven't gotten around to doing it, but I did this video where I was comparing the Civic Si versus the WRX, and the next video in that series was actually going to be the GTI because like all three of those cars are incredibly good at what they do. Like the GTI, the Civic Si, you can even throw like the Elantra in that. It's still a good car. Like all of them are really good, but it just, you have to decide like what you're going to do with the car, and you have to think about the future proof as well. Like, all right, well, you know, if you only buy a car once every 5 years, right? You know that maybe like by year 2 you're going to want a little bit more out of it. You know, like what car gives you that? Now, a lot of people come and say, well, you know, I had a WRX and I sit inside it and it's kind of cheap. And they're not wrong, especially if you sit inside a GTI and a Civic Si, it is really hard to sit inside a WRX because they're kind of shit. Like we have to just accept that is the fact. But they have always been shit, right? As long as we accept that, it's not that big a deal. Oh, dude, now, okay. I love those cars. Volisters or Velociter, I don't even know how the hell to say it. But when I first saw it, because I'm a huge fan of hot hatches, and we just kind of stopped getting them in America for a while. And after seeing a Volistar, and I was like, I could see myself in that car. Ibrahim, do I speak Arabic? No, sadly, I do not. I actually spent 2 years in Pakistan, and I did take Arabic as a language class there, but I know like lahmun, which I think is like mutton, is like beef. I know nothing. So because I was Muslim, I can read Arabic because I can read the Quran, and so I can recite things from the Quran and stuff like that. But like as a language, I cannot speak Arabic or understand Arabic as a language at all. I can speak Urdu, I can speak Punjabi, I can understand a little bit of Farsi. I can't speak or understand any African, nothing. I try to learn like all the different languages that we have in our family, but most of us really just speak English, I'd say. MK Loud SQL says, I got a Series X. It is great. I mean, the consoles, dude, the new consoles are so close to each other that really it just comes down to what exclusive they have. And the great thing with Microsoft is majority of their exclusives come to PC. So if you have a PlayStation console and you have a PC, you end up getting both of them, or both things. You get both cars. Starfield, oh dude, I know, dude, I saw that. But to be honest, okay, to be fair, Starfield being 30 FPS is not that big a deal, I think, if frame pacing is perfect. When God of War came out on PlayStation, if you guys all remember, it was 30 FPS, but the frame pacing was immaculate compared to something like Horizon. Actually, Horizon has really good frame pacing too. So even though it's 30 FPS, it feels really good. Something like what's a good example? Bloodborne. Bloodborne on console, Bloodborne on PlayStation is one of my absolute favorite From Software games, but it runs like absolute dog shit. It runs 30 FPS. It has like FPS drops, and it's forgivable if the frame pacing wasn't so bad. So if they have good frame pacing, and Starfield doesn't seem like a game where you're going to need a lot of like Twitch gameplay, so it'll be okay. But yeah, if you have a PC, then your trade-off is going to be, do I have a PC strong enough to run Starfield? Because they did say that they're going to have global illumination, and as we know, it's a little costly on some of the older video cards. Jeremy came from a Velociter N. Yeah, I'd say that is definitely true. So much so that hell, the Velociter N doesn't even exist anymore. Like it's gone, right? Like they don't make them anymore. So like that's super future proof, because at least we have minimum 7 more years of a WRX, I'm sure. Jeremy S, I don't make me dig my old videos, dude. That's okay. I can't go that far back, Jeremy, but I actually have my very first video card that I bought with my own paycheck in like, I want to say 2003, maybe 2004. It is. I actually have it in a box to my right. It was a Radeon. Was it Radeon? What was the company? It was Sapphire. It was a Sapphire Radeon 9800 Pro. Oh my goodness, dude, that was like the video card. Let me. Radeon Sapphire Radeon. I remember the day I bought that card, dude. I really thought I was the king. This one right here. This is exactly the card that I have. Where's my chat? Where'd my chat go? This is what I have. I have this sitting on my desk, and I couldn't bring myself to like get rid of it because I worked at my college, and I made like $7 an hour, and I saved. this was like $300, and I saved for weeks. And I finally all of my money. I didn't save any money for gas. I didn't save any money for my cell phone. My dad was so pissed. He's like, you can't just spend your entire paychecks on like one thing. And I was like, why not? Is that not what we do as adults? Like, nobody told me that I can't do that. That's what I did. He's like, what are you gonna eat? I'm like, whatever's in the fridge. Oh, to be young. I remember those days. Okay, let's see what else we got going on. When it comes to cars, I need all-wheel drive, need safety. Leave in Southwest Florida, and you need all-wheel drive and the rain. Okay, so I lived in Florida. I lived in Orlando for 10 years. And yes, you would be driving around, and it'd just be like a regular day, and then all of a sudden it would be just raining out of nowhere. It'd be like sunny, rainbows, 97 degrees, and it's raining. Christopher Lewis, thanks, man. I was just wondering, I'm so many nationalities, I can't really call myself anything but American. Love your channel. I got a white 22. Oh, thanks so much, man. I appreciate it. And white, it's a good color. Many people love blue, and I think if it's your first WRX, it's almost traditional to get like a World Rally blue. And I already had one, which is why if I didn't have a Subaru before this, I probably would have went with blue. But white, it's a good color. It's a simple color, but I will admit that without mods, I do sometimes feel like when I see a white WRX, and you guys are gonna hate me for this, but I'm sure a lot of people say I don't recognize them myself from like a distance. I can't tell you how many like Sentras and like Chevy Volts from a distance I've seen. I thought it was a WRX, and I get really excited. Yes, Andrew. Yes. So lahmun is mutton. Oh, mutton is sheep. Yeah, so that's like the only thing I remember, which is how sad that is. I remember that my Arabic teacher was so mean. He was in Pakistan, and he didn't understand that I just came from America, and I am like a dumb American kid. And I at that time I couldn't read Urdu, and I couldn't write it. So I actually had to, and I could speak it because that's what everybody spoke in my house. So I actually had to learn how to write it and read it while I was there, and it was hell. It was really difficult for me. Volstar was a nice car. I'm also a hatchback guy. Dude, yeah, my brother-in-law had a black Mazda Speed 3, and I used to actually make fun of him because at the same time he had a Mazda Speed 3, I had a red RX-8. And I used to make fun of him all the time because I was like, oh, look at you. You got like a station wagon. These are so stupid, whatever. And then later I was like, I kind of like hot hatches. And I actually love station wagons now for some reason. Perfect frame pacing. Can't do it. I tried. Yeah, I mean, I know. I'm kind of an FPS snob myself. Like, if I see, like, I will have MSI Afterburner on sometimes just for, like, the hell of it to make sure everything's okay. And if it drops from 60 to 59, I'm like, what are you doing? I have a really powerful computer. You should be doing that. Like, what I've been playing on, I've been playing Diablo, and that's been happening. But they've got, like, this weird VRAM issue where, like, it just, like, leaks a bunch of VRAM or whatever, or, like, it's leaking, it's got like a memory leak, and so it's using more VRAM than it's supposed to. So on my desktop it runs perfect, but on my laptop I've got 8 megs, yeah, wow, what is this, like 92? I have 8 gigs of VRAM, and like it just constantly stutters, so I can't handle that. Yeah, dude, Ragnarok was really good. I finished it. I went through the story. I haven't done any of the side missions because God knows I do not have time. Like, these days, if I play a game, I pretty much am just rushing the story so that I can finish it so I can get on to the next game because my backlog is like 50 deep. There's just no way I'm ever going to be able to get to them. Okay, Andrew, I'm glad that you said that. If for some reason, like, WRXs just stop existing, I don't know why that would be, but like if there's just no more WRX, no more SCI, and Subaru tomorrow is like, look guys, we're gonna make Crosstreks and we're gonna make Outbacks and Foresters, and that's it. Just if you want something, go somewhere else. I probably would go with a Golf R or an S3, an Audi S3. I don't really know what like other options we have. Corolla would be great, but I don't think I'll ever be able to buy one. Like if I'll ever be able to buy one for like a good price. Like I feel like as time goes on, those are just going to get more and more expensive because they're only going to make a handful of them or whatever. I probably would get a Golf R because I think they're really fun. Because I used to have a GTI. So like that shape and that size, I already love. And obviously it would be a 2-door and it would be a hatch and it would be really cool. Chris D. I game console and PC. WoW to Elden Ring to ESO. Destiny to SOTOR. I played D&D with friends on a table. Yeah, dude. Man, that's one thing that I wish I could do more is play more tabletop. I used to play a lot of D&D and Magic. I know two different games, but like a lot when I was in college. I had tons of nerd friends, and I had such a great time playing it. And as I've gotten older, I know like people. I know that there's are people that have been doing it at my job. They actually do like they play D&D. They do campaigns like on Zoom and stuff. But it's always like I've never been able to do it. They've invited me like 3 times, and every time we schedule a day to go or like to get on, I'm busy and I can't do it. So it's like, but what I've been doing is we've been playing like D&D light with my daughter, like not like D&D, but just like kind of RPG-ish elements. So sometimes like when she wants me to tell her a story, I'll tell her a story and I'll give her an option, like a couple of options to pick from, and then I tell her that we roll like a 10-sided die, which it's just a digital dice on my phone, and I tell her you got to roll over a 5 to win, and under a 5, you know, the story changes. So then like I tell the story progressively depending on how she rolls to kind of get her into like the mindset of playing RPGs and just kind of being like interactive. So that's the best I got when it comes to D&D these days. Elden Ring, I still play Elden Ring, and I cannot wait for the DLC. I played Elden Ring nonstop, and Armored Core's coming out in August for my birthday, and I am really excited for that. That's gonna be a lot of fun. Jeremy, 1999 saved all summer, picked up a Voodoo 3 with 16 dude, 1999. That is like, what was like a really big game? I think in like 2000. Didn't I'm trying to think. Jedi Knight 2, Jedi Outcast. That was a huge game for me and my friends at that time. And I did not have a video card yet. I still had like this junky ass IBM that had like onboard graphics. And I remember I tried running it and I couldn't run it. And my uncle moved in with us, and he had a Sony Vaio. If you guys remember what that is, Jeremy, I know you know. He had a Sony Vaio with a Voodoo 3 in it, and I just like, it blew my mind that like computer graphics could be like that good compared to consoles. Because I mean, at that time, like we had PlayStation, and PlayStation and N64 looked nothing like the crisp polygons, 16-bit polygons on a CRT. Man, I was sold on PC gaming at that time. Jordan. Oh, dude. Okay. Jordan, speaking of Sentras, I know like new Sentras look like shit, but let me show you guys what. You know what? Let me see if I can do this video screen capture. Because I want to be able to get my desktop. There we go. Is this working? I'm trying to get it to where I can stream just the desktop instead of having to do the screen, so I don't have to keep moving. So, okay, there we go. So this was, God, what year was it? I think 2000? Sentra R? Sentra SER? Yes, this. A buddy of mine actually had one of these. And, wait a minute, is it not catching up? Hold on, what's going on? I'm not looking at video cards anymore. Is this still showing video cards on the screen? Whoops. Oh my god, I deleted my face. Wrong thing. Oh goodness. I did not mean to do that. Let me bring my face back in. Bring me down. Oh my god, what's happening? What is happening, guys? Video capture. Oh my goodness. Alright, let's... Holy crap. What did I do? Okay, I broke it. I broke my stream. My Streamlabs is just like, what's going on? I messed up my Streamlabs. I was trying to show you guys the Nissan Sentra R, SER from 2000. And I messed up my... Let me see. Make sure... Okay. I gotta watch my own stream, make sure everything's working okay. Okay, let me bring the desktop back. Better put it. Oh, dude, I am help desk. I am the help desk. All right, so screen should be going black. Where is screen capture? Capture. Add new source, bro. What are you doing? Add source. There we go. Okay. There we go. There we go. All right. So we got the screen. Let me bring it over here. What is happening to this thing? I keep telling it to look at my web page. There we go. All right, we're getting somewhere. We're getting somewhere. Okay, so got that back. But this is the car that I was talking about. It was a Nissan Sentra from, I think, like 2000s, 2002 maybe. And he had a black one. It was 6-speed. And it was really, really good. Dude, it was a good car. Like, compared to what Sentra has become now, which is just hot mess. Like, Sentra basically is like the cheapest car that you can get. Now, that's what it is. What is happening here? I'm trying to get my face back on here, but I guess, you know what, my face doesn't really matter. Okay. Anyway, so this is what I was talking about. I wanted to show you guys this car because compared to what Sentra looks like now, like, that is, I mean, I guess it could be something. Like, it could be a fun car. And I think they have, like, some trim models on it that, I mean, that basically looks like, what is up with all these, like, manufacturers doing that? Like, putting a black top on white cars with the pillars themselves. That looks kind of weird. I know I seen like one WRX that's been painted that way, and it looks kind of junky. Anyway, I'll figure that out later. Let me catch up to the chat. I don't know how far back I am on chat. Finn Dango says, I live in Eastern Ontario, Canada. Snow 5 months out of the year. Had a SRT 8 Charger. Wow. With winters sucked with winter tires. Looking forward to all-wheel drive. Yeah, man. Winter tires, like good winter tires on a front-wheel drive car can make a big difference. But good winter tires on an all-wheel drive car makes a massive difference. Like when I have Blizzaks, and even though we don't really get a whole lot of snow here, when we do get snow, I did want to enjoy it. And the car drives so well. I mean, it drives like a car in the rain with all-wheel drive and like really good snow tires. And I've only took them out maybe like a handful of times, so I know for a fact that like they still have tons more life left in them. They just like sit in the garage. Non-Xanfer RS3. So Graham from Boosted Performance, he actually has, I believe, a tuned RS3 that he was at Grid Life recently and doing like his track day, and man, that thing was really nice. If there was money, you would see me in RS3 for sure. Gotta come to Hawaii. All the Corolla hatches selling MSRP. Damn, really? I wouldn't mind actually putting myself in a lottery for that, because eventually, if I knew that I could eventually get one, like a base, no, I probably would still go with like whatever version it is that comes with the performance brakes and the LSDs. So that, I think that's like basically what would be the premium of the WRX. Is the one that I would go with. Corolla is a little bit small. So I really want to sit in it to see exactly how much smaller a Corolla is. I know that one of my wife's cousins actually works for Toyota, and I've been trying to like, I haven't gotten around to it, but I've been meaning to like ask her if she has a way to get me in a Corolla, because it would be really fun just to try it out. My buddy had a 202 SCR. Paint quality was terrible, so he traded it in. It was torquey. I bet. I tried to get him to let me drive it at that time, and he did not. He did not let me drive it. That was too young. The Integra Type S looks interesting. Okay, so there's actually somebody in my on Facebook that apparently I'm friends with. I had no idea. He's somebody I've met somewhere. I'm not sure where, but he works at an Acura dealership, And he told me, he's like, I've got an Acura if you want to come drive it. And I was like, hold up, are you serious, or are you just like messing with me? Because I will show up tomorrow to go test drive it, because just for fun. I haven't driven an Integra since like 2007 or like 2006, when like all those Integras were getting bought up because of Fast and Furious. And so like I don't know what that feels like. And I'm sure the new ones just feel like Civic Type Rs, basically, I would imagine. Chrissy's our friend's basement had a custom D&D table with the TV laid out flat in the middle. Oh, wow, dude. That looks really... Dude, that sounds awesome. So my basement is unfinished. My goal is eventually, if I ever have the money to finish this damn thing, we have like so many cool things in this basement that we want to do. Like we want to have like a cool gaming area. I want to have what I've always wanted, and you guys probably remember this. Let me see if I can pull it up. Top Gear had this table with like a V12 engine. Top Gear table, engine block table. I really want, dude, that's what I want for my basement. I want that. You know, like a big old V12 block with some glass on it. That has been like my dream to have something like this. You know, obviously it may not be like a V12. I don't know what it would be, but it would. I want something cool. Okay, actually, that looks pretty cool. We are wine drinkers, so this that actually is a really cool idea. I didn't even think about that. Just putting like wine bottles and beer bottles inside where the cylinders go. That's pretty funny. So that's what I eventually want to do. Altimas, yeah, Altima. Nissan's just making stuff. I don't know what a lot of these manufacturers are doing, but people are buying these cars. Jeremy did 3 winters in my BRZ on winter tires. Was a freaking tank. Yeah, dude. Oh man, I can't even imagine like the amount of control you would get in a rear-wheel drive car with just like really good winter tires would be pretty cool. I probably would say I'd probably go with the rear-wheel drive over front-wheel drive with snow tires. That would be pretty badass, actually. Love. The Blizzaks are really good. I'm saying Sphere says, oh, speaking of Graham, thanks for getting me in a booster. Oh, yeah, man. He tunes really well. He tunes really well. I know that, Anthony over at D-Man also is really good at it. Most of these guys are really good. They know what they're doing. For their customer cars, they take care of them, people see, like, the crazy numbers online, and they're like, oh, well, I want that. And, like, I appreciate it when sometimes they'll even post, like, a little disclaimer saying, like, look, this is my shop car. This is what I'm testing. This is not what I would do for a customer car. Because I saw Anthony had posted recently, or within, like, the last few days, about the Blausch is testing, like, a slightly larger stock location turbo, where they're just, like, boring out the compressor housing, making it a little bit bigger. Or maybe they don't bore out. They just put a bigger compressor housing. I don't know what they do, but they do something. And he's making like 490 horsepower on it, which is amazing. Which is basic bolt-ons and a stock location turbo upgrade. But then down below, he made sure to tell everybody, like, look, this is the power I'm making. This isn't the power that I would prefer, like recommend for, your car. Which I think a lot more tuners need to actually say that, because, if somebody says, yeah, I can put like 500 horsepower on your engine, that's what I do, and you would think, well, that's probably a safe thing, because, like, who better to know than my tuner? But, like, some tuners, you go in there, and they'll just turn it up and just let you out and just, like, let you loose upon the world and let you blow your engine just so you can come back and get another one. All right, rant over. Yeah, Finn, that table is really amazing. And I think I will eventually have to get something like that. Jeremy asked, the Nokian Haka Polita are the best. I have never even heard of that brand before. The General Ultimax 12s? I feel like I have heard of that. Blizzaks, there was, I don't know why. I think there was like a sale going on them for some reason. And I got like WS90s. And they were just, they're fantastic. And because I knew that I wasn't going to use them like every day, people kind of make fun of me for this. But like what I do is I actually take them off when I know that the weather is going to be warm, and even like a hair on me, and I can't figure out like where it is. Even if the weather tomorrow, like I'll check the weather, and even if the weather's like 30 degrees, I'll still take my Blizzaks off, because like there's no point in wasting it, because I know the temperatures are going to go up anyway, and it's like I'm not going to drive anywhere. I'm not wasting good tread, like good expensive tread for nothing. Charles, man, welcome to the stream. WRX sales numbers are going crazy. I wonder how many will jump on the board. Dude, okay. I want to talk about that. Like, I don't want to make a video about it, but I wanted to talk about, like, because I watched Smedia's video on how he got it. And if you guys know, or maybe you don't know, but he actually came and did a tuner talk. I think like the third or fourth tuner talk. I wanted to invite him because I've watched him for so long. And like, I never talked to him ever. I never posted anything. And to be honest, I actually never used to post on YouTube at all. And I really wanted to know his opinion because, you know, to me, he was like kind of like a Subaru guy. He knows all about Subaru and whatever. And I was kind of surprised when I brought him on Tuner Talk and he said he hadn't even really like driven one before. And so when he posted his video, you know, he was like, you know, it's kind of like, okay. But I'm like, dude, I know everybody's opinion is different, but I was kind of surprised that he wasn't more blown away by the comparison between a VA and a VB, because it almost sounded like in his mind he was remembering like how the torque comes in really early, but there's like no real power in the band. And maybe that kind of made him feel like it was, you know, that old tune was better because I don't know. There's not a whole lot I want to say about it because I know that he's going to build that car up to be like amazing, you know, and I'm glad that he has one because we're going to see at least some top tier content creator with one. Bader built, John Bader, I think his first name is John. I can't remember if his first name is John or not, but like Bader got one, I think also a blue one at the same time. And, you know, as more and more people are tuning these cars, like the rest of the Subaru community is kind of coming around saying like, okay, yeah, maybe like plastic cladding ain't so bad. You know, considering like so many other expensive cars are starting to come with like plastic bumpers and plastic fenders. You know, that's just how it is. But I am low-key jealous because I definitely do not have the same pockets to modify a WRX the way that like Smedia and Bader does. But I will say the big benefit for like my channel and, you know, like Flatline WRX's channel or Street Inspired or even like Joey Montalto is like we have 2022 WRXs and we can actually tune them. Whereas I think they both bought 2023 WRXs and they can't tune them. So we're going to do, I'm going to try to go as hard as I can before Tanner catches up. That's my goal. That is a personal goal. I'm in competition with him just in my mind because I'm competitive like that. But I know that once that 22 or the 23 starts getting tuned by Cobb, man, they're just gonna blow us out of the water. So I'm gonna do my best on that one. Turret Barrage asks best shifter options for a VB. So that's tough because the VB shifter just sucks. The transmission itself sucks because it's cable driven and it just feels like shit. It really does. Even today I was thinking like how I don't really like the way some of the shifts feel. What I could suggest to you is start with Perrin's super shifter and like some shifter bushings and see how it feels from there. And then, you know, if you want, you can go get like a Billet Works short shifter, or I think like Cobb now sells one as well. But it's a lot more work to change the actual short shifter than it is to get like even like a shift plate to kind of reduce the throws. Because I have the STI short throw shifter from the factory, and it's like 10% shorter, and it's like a little bit notchier, but I mean, the best shifter for the WRX is an STI transmission. Let's be honest. That's like the end story right there. I know that's probably not the best answer for you, but that's the best we've got, honestly. It's gonna come down to what parts you put on the car, like what parts you put on the shifter, and what really feels good to you. Because like the Perrin Super Shifter stop actually feels really good to me. I like how it not only it does like what normal shifter stops do, and it stops the left and right rocking, but it reduces the throw forward and backward, and it's kind of like a short throw shifter in a way. Kind of hard to explain. Yeah, non-seam fear. That's the thing. Like his feelings, I was shocked. But you know, I guess you also have to remember like some of these guys drive like 800, 700, 800 horsepower cars. So coming back to any stock car to them is like, yeah, it's okay. You know, I don't really know what his expectations were going into it. And he did promise me, and I got to get that clip. He did promise me on my tuner talk that when he drove a 22 WRX, he was He said to me, and I'm going to pull this clip up here, as I don't know if I can now, but he promised that I will be the first person he tells. And I'm going to say it right here. I doubt that he's watching, but I'm just going to be honest. I was a little disappointed that I wasn't the first person that he told. You know, not that I'm like anybody special, but, you know, it was his words. He said it. So, but we'll see. We'll see what he does. He'll come around as he modifies the car. You guys already know he's going to be able to get a turbo kit when the car is able to be tuned. And so you're going to see him and Bader build these things. Okay, so Kevin Vaughn, I actually did see that he bought one as well. But you know what? My conspiracy theory brain says to me that these bigger YouTubers didn't want to do it because all the reviewers were like, oh, it sucks and this and that. It's only 3 more horsepower. It's not a great car, plastic cladding. And the community hated it. And they were like, well, I'm not going to spend money on that car because my content's not going to, it's not going to be good content to do. And people like me were like, I'm just going to spend money on it and see what happens. No, I believed in that car from the very beginning. And that's why I went full in on it. And now that like some of us have been doing it, they've been seeing like these bigger streamers or these bigger YouTubers can see like, wow, you know, like look at all these views that people are getting. The communities are getting really big. You know, people are enjoying what they're offering. There's like parts, there's mods, there's like all kinds of, you know, aftermarket support, which maybe people were thinking that there wasn't going to be an aftermarket support just because it was like ugly. I don't know. And so now it's, if you notice, like so many big YouTubers back to back, like within a span of what, like a month, we've got like 3 big YouTubers just go buy a 20, you know, a VBWRX. Like, little, you know, does it, like, don't you guys think about, like, that's how I think. So that's, when I saw them all posted, I was like, okay, guys, like, we've been telling you for a while now, and now you have it. Good job. Smedia's warming up. Everybody's going to warm up. Everybody's going to make it. It's going to be really awesome. Jamal Harmer says, I watched Media a lot, but he seems kind of flip-floppy on the car at first. He had no interest, then he got it, and he still wasn't impressed, but now he got a few mods, and he likes it. Well, I mean, you have to think about it. He is a content creator, right? His full-time job is to make videos and is to make content. And I know that it can be difficult to do what you want and also make money. Does that make sense? Right? He could build any car he wants, right? He can just be like, my favorite car is the Geo Metro. I'm going to build a Geo Metro. Now, that was actually not a good example because I would actually watch somebody build a Geo Metro with, like, you know, twin turbo, so crazy. But, you know, he's like, I just, you know, when you're doing YouTube or you're doing really anything, you have to do what the people want. And it's really hard because, like, sometimes that kind of goes against what you want. But if you don't do it, then you lose out. The WRX, for what, unsurprisingly, the 22 WRX, now the 23 WRX, is a very popular car, no matter what any Subi bro tells you about the plastic, the bumper. I don't give a damn about any of that. The fact is, it is incredibly popular. Like Chris Charles said, it is selling like crazy now, finally. Now, and I know you guys have seen videos and people post on Facebook and on different social media saying like, oh, well, my dealership has like 30 of them. They're not selling. Okay, well, where are you? You know, if you're in like South Texas, where it's like 120 degrees, balls hot, many people are probably not buying all-wheel drive cars, right? But, you know, he said it, he's up in Washington, and he said, like, yeah, there's like tons of them. And I was like, I wonder why. That is unusual, but maybe they just got a new stock. Because, like, my dealership can't keep hold of them. Well, the automatics tend to stay a little bit longer than the manuals. But I feel like that's maybe why it seems like he's flip-floppy. Because he maybe in the beginning he didn't really like it. You know, a lot of people didn't. But seeing as how, like, you know, like, look, you take this channel as an example. You know, I didn't get the WRX because I was like, oh, I'm going to get it, and this is going to be like my ticket. I actually, when I got it because I really liked it. And I took a chance selling my 21 WRX because I was like, look, you know, if it happens, it happens. Now, thankfully for me, the car was, like, really good. And it turned out to be a really good car. And I was like, you know what? I think it's really good. Nobody else is talking about it. I think that's really unfair. All these reviewers are like a bunch of assholes who know nothing about cars. I don't know why that even happened. It still bothers me to this day when I go back and, like, I read all those old reviews and watch those old videos, like, you know, Throttle House and some of those other guys like Carwow doing that. And I'm like, what are you guys doing? Like, you literally did a disservice, and like that kind of hurt. That kind of hurt the Subaru community as a whole, because like if they came out the gate and were like, okay, if we compare this to a 21, like stock for stock, look at these massive improvements that they've made over a 2021 WRX. Everybody was like, oh my god, 0 to 60 is slower. Oh, it's only 3 horsepower. Oh, they didn't make it 300, blah, blah, blah. Plastic cladding, blah, blah, blah. It really overshadowed what was, and still is, a really good car. And I'm very passionate about this, and I'm the same way with video games. When like people shit on things that don't really like warrant being shit on. And like this car is just another example of that. I've only heard amazing things about the small pool of people that have dark matter. Oh my goodness, dude, dark matter. So dark matter X gearboxes are amazing, or the shifters are amazing, but you're paying like $1,200, like $1,500 for it. That's really expensive, and that's, I don't know. That's I can't afford that. Christy, yes, totally agree. I'm on board with the YouTuber. Yeah, I think that's how it is, because it makes sense. If something is popular, you need to capitalize on it. You have to like make videos about it. Like even myself, like if I have a video planned for a day, like I seem to have fallen into this like Tuesday, Thursday schedule just by accident, and I've just kind of been rolling with it because I don't really know. I don't have like a specific schedule. But like, let's say it's like Sunday and I plan like, okay, I'm going to make this video tomorrow, Monday, and I'll post it on Tuesday. This is my video. And like somebody on Instagram will send me like an article or like a picture of something, be like, oh, hey, have you seen this thingy? Whatever it is, XYZ awesome thing that everybody's talking about. I have to now make a decision. Do I post that video, or do I now like remake a second video to that thing that's hot, right? Because this is the only way this works, right? And it's just the unfortunate part about being a content creator that like I kind of struggle with sometimes, because like there are days where I don't want to make, like there are days I don't want to make a video that, how to word it? I don't want to make a video that you guys like. I sometimes want to make a video that I like. And so like I'll make it and like nobody will watch it, but like I don't care because I enjoyed making that video. So you have to like pick and choose. Now, of course, my livelihood is not YouTube, right? This is not my first job. I actually, unlike some of these other guys, like I have a full-time job that I do all day long. Yeah, my wife will say I don't, but I do. I have a full-time job. I work. And then like my family life, and this is like my second job, and then my third job is like that whole thing where I dress up as a character or whatever, which I'm actually doing tomorrow. And you have to like really decide. And all these YouTubers, if let's say like a year ago they bought a 22 WRX and went like full on it, and nothing happened, right? And like there was no mods and no aftermarket support or nothing, which as a Subaru owner it's impossible. It was gonna happen. But like, what if they had bought that $30,000 car and nothing happened? Now they're out like 30 grand. Now for them, they just got to go and sell it and pick up another car. They take the loss, but that's something I guess is something they got to think about. Oh my God, I ran too much. I got to catch up. What's going on in chat? Yeah, Fandango, the VBWX is a person car with deeper, subtle details. The marketing, yes. I'm not going to talk more about that, but yes, I agree. Now, Zanfer wanted to add, bought some reflective gold, and that stuff is magic. It's hot down here to wrap my charge pipe. Really? I have heard people doing that at least for their charge pipe and the J pipe. Maybe something I'll look into, if I get like if ETS ever like stops being mad at me about their intake video I did, they sent me a turbo, maybe I can do that. Jeremy asks, people hate all the redesigns at first. Dude, it's the same thing. I didn't know a single person that liked the VAWRX when it came out. They all said it was so boring. Oh my God. They said it was boring. The VAWRX. They said it looked ugly. It was so boring. It lost all of its edge and design, and it's so chill. Even the STI, they were like, oh, this STI is not rugged like it used to be. And I'm like, no, it wasn't rugged. The damn thing was cheap. Like, they made it like a better car. And it was the same thing. And people forget it happens every WRX. I was there when the Blob Eye came out. And all the people that love the old Impreza were like, what the hell is this shit? Or not the Blob Eye, the Bug Eye. People were like, that is the ugliest car I have ever seen. And at that time, I was like, yeah, that's actually pretty damn ugly. Like, what the hell is this? And yet now, a Bug Eye wagon is like my dream Subaru. Like, if I could get any WRX from any era, it probably would be a Bug Eye wagon. Oh, God. We could talk about this for, like, forever. There's just so much going on with that. Chris Charles, yeah, but 99 viewers won't be modding anything close to what the big YouTubers are doing. Most of me like Fun Daily when these guys start. Yeah, that's true. I mean, even myself, Ecotech asks me all the time. They're like, you know, Misha says, hey, like, what do you want to do? Like, what is your end goal with the car? Do you want to just drive it on the street? Do you want to take it as a track car? Do you want, like, a legit race car, show car, whatever? And, like, I know what I'm building towards. I'm building towards an actual race car, which I didn't really have any intentions of doing that in the beginning. But, like, I think that's the direction I'm going to go with this. Or, you know, as far as YouTube will allow me to take this car, I want to make it, like, a legitimate race car. And I don't know. You know, most of the people, you're right, are, like, 99% of the people are going to do, like, the things that, like, what Cody does on his channel. Like, you know, right now he's not modding the car just yet, but, like, you know, all the drama that he had with his ECU, you know, he gets, like, all these little parts, and like Joey Montanto does, he's buying all these different parts. You know, other things are just besides performance. That's like what I think most people would buy to just kind of like make their car a little bit their own, which I've slowly started to do. It's just, you know, I don't know. I think it's still cool for people to see them do it. And if they had just bought that 22 at the time, I think more people would have seen the potential earlier. But it doesn't matter because everybody sees it now. So we didn't even need YouTubers to do it. Just like the little shit that we've been doing has been enough to show many people that, like, it is a competent vehicle. Anyway, let's stop. I don't know how much more I'm going to talk about this, but I feel like I could talk about it all day long. Chrissy said, when I bought mine, never saw any around in my area. Saw CBS at a really reputable used lot with 2 miles. Just fell in love with it. Yeah, man. Even here, so in St. Louis, I saw one. And actually, I saw it right before I got mine. There's actually somebody that works in my office. And I have still, to this day, I leave him cards. I've left him stickers. Nothing. This person wants nothing to do with me. And I still had my Jetta at the time. I didn't, or my WRX, I hadn't sold it yet. And he also, or this person, I don't know if it's a he or she, had a white WRX, 2022 white, and with a license plate relocation kit. So I knew it wasn't like a regular person, or, you know, like just like a regular driver. It was somebody who knows that they're gonna mod this car, they're gonna do stuff. And every day I would drive down my office and I would look at it. I'm like, it's one of these days I'm gonna get that. And it wasn't until, like, I'd say last month, now I see like at least 7 VBs in St. Louis, like different ones, and it looks really awesome. And I'm glad to start seeing more of them because, you know, we wave at each other. And even when I see like VA WRXs like this stop and they wave too, which is really cool. Mr. Michael, I went with MGM and the cladding looks really good. Yeah, I said it in the beginning. I said the darker colors, if people really have a problem with the cladding, the dark colors really make it look good. Like the MGM and even like silver looks really, really good. I usually reserve silver for like grandma cars. I know, don't get mad at me. It's just my mindset is white and silver cars are for like grandmas and grandpas and, like, you know, your mom and dad. And yet now I have a white car. I cannot say your name because it is written in a language I cannot read. It says, hey brother, thanks to you, I went with the WRX instead of the Elantra N, and I don't regret it. And sure, the WRX does have some of its flaws, but I still love it. Regardless, I just want to say thank you. Well, thank you for being a part of the WRX community. I appreciate you getting a WRX, and so does Subaru, and you made a really good decision. The Elantra N, I actually did that video with my buddy's Elantra N, and I gotta say, the Elantra N, for what it is, it being a Hyundai aside, it is a very good car. I think if they make 2 or 3 more generations of it, it could be a really good car and have like a really good aftermarket community, because I believe in that car. I think it's a really good car. And Hyundai and Kia, Kia maybe not as much, but like Hyundai have really stepped it up. I don't know that much about their reliability, but like I know I heard about like whatever was going on with the Kia Stingers and their transmissions or whatnot, and like the starters were kind of an issue. But like what Hyundai is doing is like they're going in the right direction, and I want to see more cool cars from them. So still glad that you got a WRX instead of an Elantra because you get to hang out here. You know, Racer Nine, what's going on, man? Welcome to the stream. I'm doing very well. I will be honest. I am a little hungry, but I don't get hangry, so I can sit here until until the end of time. I actually have. I am okay. I'm like a huge fan of snacks. I love ice cream. I love chocolates and candy and all that shit. And so yesterday on my way home, I don't remember where I was coming back from. I stopped and I got like a big old bucket of blue. Was it Bluebell? No, Blue Bunny. I can't even remember. I don't even care. It's ice cream. I got ice cream. I got some cookies and creams ice cream. My wife got me a bunch of walnuts. So what I like to do is we're gonna get into this whole thing. I'm gonna tell you everything about it. I like to buy chocolate chip Eggos. I like to toast them until they're really toasty. I put one on the bottom of the bowl, and I put one on the bottom of the bowl, and I put the other one like this. So it kind of makes like a little sandwich, right? And then I take a bunch of scoops of ice cream, and I throw it on top of that hot waffle. I throw a bunch of walnuts on it. I drizzle the hell out of it with chocolate syrup, and then I take the other waffle, and then I gently put it on top until it gets nice and melted, and then I just sit there and I just eat that shit. Like while I'm playing video games, while I'm like editing videos, and I'm gonna have one later tonight. I just know it. I'm excited. Jamal Harmon, I can't look past the Elantra N's looks. It's not. Oh, you really don't think so? I think it's a very unique looking car, right? It has a shape that is one of those love it or hate it shapes. I am going to have to disagree respectfully. I think that it looks phenomenal. I think it's a great looking car. But again, looks are always subjective. And we drive Subarus, so we know what that feels like. Tevin Tom, thoughts on putting STI S4 stuff on the VB? Okay. This is before VBs. If you've never owned a Subaru, the big issue was, are you allowed to put an STI wing on a WRX? Oh my God, STI owners go crazy. They lose their shit. And I think because of the fact that the STI S4 labels were on the VB in Japan, my personal belief is if you just get the few suspension mods and throw it on there like they do over there, I think take full advantage. Because if Subaru basically is selling those parts, you should be able to put it on there. Hell, they sell STI parts on the factory website. So like anybody that's crying, they can go to hell because it's not fair for them to cry about that, right? So I think that there's nothing wrong. And to be honest, once I get my big old racing wing, I probably am going to just load that thing up with like S4 STI stickers. And I would love for somebody to pull up to me and tell me I can't do that. And I will show them what I can do. Even when I had my WRX, my 2021 WRX, it was tuned to about 295, 300 horsepower. And so when I would race an STI, I would just, like a stock STI or even like a stage 1 STI, it doesn't make that much more power. I'd blow them out of the water. And I used to tell them all the time, look, if I beat you, your STI sticker, your STI badge, that now belongs to me. All right? End of story. You know, you want it, you got to earn it. Goodness. Hey, Grandpa. Fluffy Samurai says, hey, Grandpa, nice 400 horsepower daily. Well, it's 400 to the crank right now. It's not 400 to the wheel, and that's kind of what I want. So my dyno day is actually coming up. It's going to be this Wednesday. I know I've been saying it for like now seems like weeks. It's been really hard for me to nail down time at Ecotech and nail down time from Graham because something that I never forget. And sometimes my subscribers will ask me like, hey, you know, like you say you were going to go, you know, tune your car this week and now you rescheduled. They do this stuff for me for free. Ecotech donates dyno time and their services when they could be charging somebody money to do this stuff, right? And I know like they get like exposure on the video, but like Ecotech needs no exposure. Like they build engines for Subaru's rally cars in Missouri. Like they don't need advertising from me to put them on the map. Same thing for Graham. Graham doesn't need me. If anything, I need both of them far more. And it's just been really hard to like nail time down with them because, you know, when we go for the dyno, it's a whole day. You know, especially now that we have to like weld the J pipe. Like Ecotech has like one welder right now that's like their guy. He's really good at it, and for them to ask him to stop doing what he's doing, like legitimate stuff that makes them money, to like weld my J pipe for like the third time, you know, whenever they tell me time's available, that's when I go. I never push it because, you know, who am I to like bite? You know, what is that? The phrase like bite the hand that feeds, you know, and I'm hoping that this week or next week we can finally sort the parts out because Perrin, actually, a little side note, you may or may not know this, and I know this because Perrin has just been so nice to me. They're working on J-pipes, and I was talking to Jeff Perrin about like the flange I bought. I bought an aftermarket flange from STM Performance, and I got it, and I was really excited until, excuse me, until Jeff Perrin sent me his flange that they're putting on their J-pipes, and oh my goodness, I have never seen a more beautiful piece of metal, and it's upstairs. I wish, you know what? I'm going to show it to you. I'm going to go get them right now. I'm going to show you guys exactly what they look like. Okay. All right. Sorry about that. I actually almost dropped this flange on my head, and I almost died. Actually, let me catch up on chat real quick. Oh boy, there's a lot going on. Hit that like button, guys. What is going on? Is that a Dragula on the shelf? Yes, it is. It is. Actually, it's the Monsters coach. It's a model kit that I've had this for 10 years now. I've just never got around to putting it together. Yeah, we never really talk about my shelf. I have just like the most random shit up there. Okay, so check this out. This is what I got from STM Performance. This is an aftermarket flange for J-pipes that they built. I don't know if they cut them in-house, but you see what that looks like, right? Pretty simple, right? Nothing major. Now, let me show you what Perrin sent. And I believe they're going to be putting these on their J-pipes. Look at this thing. Look at this. That's a really pretty piece of metal. And it's like beveled. And it even has like an insert for where you would put in like the pipe itself for the welding. Like, it is a nice piece of metal. And so now I've got 2 of them. You know, this one I'm not going to use. This is like, whatever. This one is what's going on their J-pipe, which is really, and they even have like this little section. I don't know why this is. He explained it to me that it was to line up with something on the turbo or something to where it lines up like perfectly. So this is what we're going to use to fix the J-pipe. And I'm a little winded because I had to run upstairs and bring this heavy box. I'm going to show you guys something else. Probably why I should just do the live stream from the garage. What else did I miss? Yeah, Subaru texting us. I don't see the issue. Yeah, people get really mad about the whole STI thing. And I understand, like, oh, you know, you don't have the suspension and you don't have like the transmission and all that, but like, why do people cry so much? I don't know. Jeremy said I'd get a wing and personal plate of ST lie. That's actually pretty funny. Jen Ivan Chang, I did the end transmission mount and the STI pitch stop mount. It was yeah. I actually still need to get the pitch stop. That's been on my to-do list. But check this out. This is, oh my God! People have been asking me for so long, and look what I got. Finally. The WRX is going to get lowered. Yeah, I literally ran upstairs to bring this box down, and it was a little heavy. A little heavier than I expected. So these are Neomax Silvers, and I'm really excited because I have never done suspension work before, and I told you guys that it's new. It's new to me, but it's not like super complicated. And I wasn't sure if I was going to go with the lower control arms, but I actually did end up just today. I bought some SPC lower control arms because I was talking to the person that would do my alignment if I go, and we were talking about having like having some decent-ish of maybe like a little bit camber in the back because we do want to have it to be like a nice aggressive autocross and track alignment. So we'll see how that goes. First I gotta install the damn things. We'll see how I go. See how I do. That's gonna be a game changer. Ooh, that's a good question. I think it is. Let's see. Neil, let's look together. Oh boy, what's happening? Screen capture. What are you doing? What are you doing, screen capture? There we go. Oh boy. I promise next time I'm gonna do better. Next time I'll do better on the screen stuff. Okay, so Neo Silvers, Neomax. It's just whatever their default was. Oh man, shit. Which model number do I even have? That's a good question. Why doesn't it say anywhere? Does it say anywhere on the box? Oh boy, let's see. 10 kg. Yeah, you would think that it would have like the model number on it. But 24 levels, 5 maximum screen rate. No, it actually doesn't have like a model number because they've got a few different ones. And it would be good to know. Let's look at Import Image Racing's website and see if they got it. So it's this set. Well, no, that's for 2021. All right, let's look. Because that's where I got it from. I got it from Import Image Racing, of course, because they are now fantastic friends of the channel and really helping out a lot, I have to admit. Okay, so this is pretty much the same. Here we go. Default spring rates. 10K front, 10K in the back. Oh, shit. That is actually on the box. So a little bit, I guess that's like fairly standard because I've seen some people switch and do like 6 and 10, 6 and 8, I think. Just noticed you're live. Oh, what's going on, WRX Panda? Yes, welcome. Went live a little bit late today, but it looks like a later was better because more people were available. Let me catch up. I think I missed a few things here. I don't want to miss too much. Brian T just got my wheels for my WRX. That's pretty cool, man. What kind of wheels did you get? Dan Meyer, I just talked to D-Man, and the new turbo compressor wheels apparently sound good. Yeah, dude. I think for when I say like regular, I don't mean it in a derogatory way. For your average consumer, like your weekend warrior guy, I think that option is going to be far more attractive than getting like the ETS turbo kit, because if you think about, and somebody asked this on YouTube, if you think about it, if you've already bought an intake and you've bought a J pipe and now you want to use that ETS kit, you can't use your intake and J pipe anymore. So like you're out that $2,000, right? Which kind of sucks. And so, you know, again, I feel like every chance I get, I just am like inadvertently just bashing ETS, and I really don't mean it that way. Like I never mean it that way. It's just the shit that they're doing sometimes. It just doesn't seem like, I don't know. I don't even want to say it because somehow this is gonna end up going back to them, and they're gonna be like, "Oh, HeavyMetalWRX said this other thing about us again, and we're never gonna give them anything." Oh goodness. Jocomania, have you done anything with your audio system? No, I have not. That is on my to-do list because, okay, I low-key want to put a subwoofer in the car. I have had a subwoofer in almost every one of my cars. I still have a 1,000-watt amp upstairs in my electronics closet because I saved it because I wanted to eventually put one. Now, the only reason I haven't put it is because I like to race, which means I have to keep taking that box out. So if I put something together, when I do the audio, I know that a couple of other people, I know Flatline WRX has a couple of videos, JDM Right Hand Drive has a couple of videos on like changing the speakers. It is a work in progress. I do want to do that because I love music. I love it, right? As you can see by all the guitars and shit, I love music. And the fact that I don't really listen to music in the car is because these speakers suck so much. And then because of my exhaust and the lack of mufflers, I kind of just don't bother listening to music that much. But I do want to do that, and that will happen soon. I just saw it here. Brian, you said that you got the same coilovers. Is that read that right? Yeah. Oh, it took you 2 hours. Okay, so if it took you and a buddy 2 hours, it should take me a good, what, 4 to 6? Do I use... Oh, I didn't even see that. Sorry, Panda. You asked... WRX Panda asks, do I use spacers? No. Spacers on my wheels? I've never had spacers on anything. James Dean, so it's 10K, front and back. Yeah, it's gonna be stiff. And I don't have a problem with that because the car already bounces like... It's already a weird car. Like, I know we had talked about my last... Some of you, if you guys weren't here for my last, the one and only other live stream I did, we were talking about how when you're driving down the highway, it looks like that the hood is open. I don't know if any of you guys remember this, but like, I adjusted the hood stops, and it still looks like it. But I think it's just because the car bounces so much. So, whatever. I'll live with it. Let's see. Don't forget your Band-Aids. Oh, dude. Okay, so like we were talking about Band-Aids. I actually cut myself today, and the funny thing is, like, I cut myself. I think I was like washing dishes. Like when it comes to just getting like cuts and bruises, it just comes out of nowhere. Like I don't do anything like crazy, and I just get cut randomly. It's I don't know what it is with me. Busted my knuckles opening them. Oh, is this Fluffy Samurai says Olins is the way to go. What is Olins? It will change your life, maybe not, but the Rex will have the best street performance, great track time. Yeah, well, we'll see. Brian T bust my knuckle open installing them. Yeah, well, welcome to my life. That's good. You know, I feel like I've seen enough videos, and you know what's funny is like we were talking about Smedia. He just got his WRX, and he already had like 5 mods put on it already in like the first day, and I was like, damn. I am really, really behind because I got these this week, but I'm not going to put these on because I'm waiting for the control arms to come in. And they'll come in, as you know, Import Image Racing's shipment is like fantastic. So they'll probably be here Monday, Tuesday. If the dyno day is Wednesday, we'll do that, and probably that later half of the week, I'll get down and work on this. Also, I'm waiting because I broke my ratchet. I don't have a. I have no working ratchets in this house right now, so I got to make a trip down to Home Depot or Harbor Freight to fix that situation. My good sir with the foreign name asks, "Are you gonna go with unequal length headers?" I will not. Or rather, I will say I will wait to see. I am not sold on that, and I wasn't before. And I know some people say, "Oh, well, there's not that much of a difference in power, but it's the efficiency of the engine and the turbo." And some of the tuners I've talked to have also pretty much told me that unless you're running an EJ that runs, unequal length headers, and even then, many people that upgrade their EJs, they build them with equal length headers. They get away from unequal length headers just because of the disadvantages of it. I probably won't go with unequal length headers, especially if these turbo kits are coming with like equal length header setups. We're just going to stick with that. And I think that you probably should as well. Jokomania, the bass speakers are so freaking bad. Yes, they are. Nothing else that needs to be said about that. Jeremy S, if you have the bass audio, don't care the weight, then immediately swap super easy. Yeah, I mean, yeah, the speakers are getting swapped. I'm more worried about like the amount of weight that I'm gonna add in the trunk, because the thing is, like, if I don't have it bolted down and I just decide to go on twisty roads like on a whim, I'm gonna be thinking about that I have a sub in the back, and I don't want to do that. Brian T, got on my farm. That's pretty cool. Famous colors. Hood scares me, dude. The hood. Every time I drive, like my wife will ask me, like, "Hey, is the hood is the hood open?" I'm like, "No, that's just normal." What is the offset of the wheels? You think it'll rub? Okay, so my offset is whatever the. Let's see. I don't remember. Let's see. Oh, good. We're actually already on their website. So I went with the XT206R, I think. Okay, I just want to show you guys real quick. Originally, this is the wheel I was going to go with. I was considering... Oh, you know what? It didn't have this edge on it. It was actually all white. I was originally considering this wheel. And I was like, you know what? This is pretty cool. There's a good chance I'm probably going to change wheels again. I didn't know that I would do that, but I have a feeling I might. I really like these wheels, but I think these spokes aren't as aggressive as I want them to be. And I think this might happen. So this is the wheel that I got, and it's plus 38 is what it is. And they do kind of stick out a little bit. Which I like. I like they poke a little bit, and I am not going to be dropping, so I'm not dropping it like 2 inches or anything crazy like that. I am probably going to drop the car maybe like 0.75 inches, which may be an inch, which really isn't a lot compared to everybody else. My plan is to kind of bring it in line with the VAWX, because the VAWX is about half an inch lower stock than the VB. And so I'm just going to bring it down a little bit, kind of fill in that gap, but also I know I want to play around in the dirt and, in the snow, so I don't want it to be too low. We just want it to be functional. Just ordered some wheels, mine plus 35. Yeah, 35, 38, really, I mean, you're splitting hairs. Christy, oh, here we go. One of my favorite topics. Christy asks, what preferred metal or bands do you like? Love me some deathcore or hardcore? Okay. My favorite genre of metal is doom metal. That's my favorite. I love slow and heavy is my absolute favorite. My second favorite is like 80s hard rock, like 80s heavy metal, like, your Maidens, your Metallicas, even going back to like Pantera when they had like Power Slave? Was it? No, Power Metal. Their album was Power Slave was Iron Maiden, but I pretty much like to listen to most metal, but if I have to pick any given day, even if you've heard some of the stuff that I've written, it's kind of doomy, kind of slow. And that's my favorite. Jeremy says use Velcro on the sub box, holds it fine. Yeah, I think that's gonna be the trick. I think I am gonna have to do that. I will Velcro because I really do want something, and it's Daniel says, how about a kicker hideaway? No, bro. If I'm putting a sub in there, it's gonna be a sub. You know, before this in my RX-8, I had a Alpine Type R. It was like a 650 watt sub mounted to a kicker 1000.1D amp, and it was loud, dude. That car shook like crazy. And now remember, I listen to metal. I don't even at that time I loved listening to like hip hop and dubstep as well because I had the sub. But like I listen to metal, so can you imagine 650 watt sub just like bam, bam, bam? Oh man, it was amazing. Tizzy G, do you rev past 6K on your tune? Yes. So my tune actually goes up to 6,400 or 6,500. One of those two. And I know that Joey just had one where he's got a mic body tune that goes up to like 7,000, which is just crazy. And so yeah, so mine does rev past 6,000. Kevin asks, oh, thank you, Kevin, for putting your name in there. I had no idea what to call you because I can't read that. Yes, I have heard of Baby Metal, and I have listened to some songs, and I think they sound great. It's not, I have not done like a deep dive discography listen through. What I like to do usually when I see like new music. But what I have heard it is acceptable to my ear. I am not too snobby when it comes to my metal. You give me a nice chug and a nice double bass, I'm sold. What else we got? Oh, I missed some of the conversation over here we're still talking about speakers. Chris Charles, I bought cheap kicker speakers from Crushfield. Oh yeah, dude. I think pretty much anything is gonna be an upgrade over what the paper that comes in the stock car. Olin's is coilovers. Okay, well, thank you, Fluffy. I had no idea. I'm forgive my ignorance for some of these brands. I don't know all of their names. Cassie GS, are there any tunes for the 23 at all? No. At this time, I know Cobb has, somebody did message them and ask them if the tune's coming along. And yeah, they're working on it. The tune is coming. You know, Cobb will release it when they release it. But if you remember, it took them about 7 months to get a tune for the 22. So I'd say about that same time it might take for the 23, or there could be one tomorrow. It's hard to say. Jogomania asks, has your infotainment upgrade been treating you? Okay, so I made a video the other day, yesterday or the day before, whatever, about like different ways to make Android Auto work. I have been having a lot of issues with the infotainment system, but I think the issues are my phone. Which is why I did that video and talked more about the phone issues, because I think everybody has different phones. There's tons of issues. I haven't had any freezing. Everything works just fine. But I had a lot of Android Auto issues. Dude, Gristy, man. My buddy had a 12-inch JL W7. He had just one. He had a 2002 Maxima, and it was incredible. I don't know what amp he bought, but it was like some 1,500 watt amp that he had to get special ordered that came from like California or some shit. And it was incredible. It was amazing. I'm all into Brian T, and I'm all into Tiger's Jaw and Title Fight right now. What are those? Are those bands? Now I feel like dumb. I don't even know. Debrix Panda, I think you had a video on the OEM STI Brembo for 2024. Are you going that route? No. Well, so I know that somebody in like Subaru Australia said that was going to be like the 25th anniversary or something like that. You know what? Let me see. Let's pull it up, because why? Oh my goodness, what's happening? Where's my mouse? My mouse disappeared. I don't know why. Where the hell my mouse tab? Goodness, I'm having all kinds of issues. My mouse keeps disappearing. Okay, so Subaru Australia Anniversary WRX. So it turned out that they were going to do that. Like that's what it was going to end up being. It was going to be like the Anniversary WRX, and it was going to come with some parts. And one of the guys from Subaru Australia spilled the beans. But nobody else has said anything about it. Like Subaru Japan hasn't said anything about it. Subaru America hasn't said anything about it. 2024, is it? And I remember seeing that article. Dude, who? I'm gonna have to try and see if I could find it, because like this is the videos that everybody saw. This is the pictures everybody saw, and I know that somebody went out and said it. I'll have to look for it. If I find it, I'll post it in my community page. But I remember somebody did say from Subaru Australia, this is a special edition that they're going to be coming out with in 2024 for the anniversary, and it's going to be an anniversary package. I already have a set of STI Brembos from a 2019, I believe, and they're sitting at Ecotech right now. I don't own them, but they're saved for me, and the guy who's selling them sold them for a really good price. He just wants to be in the video, which I thought was really funny, and I was like, I could do that. So they're still sitting there waiting to be messed with. I'm not, this stuff is not cheap, so I told him, I said, just hold on to it. I'll get to that eventually, because like they've got Brembos waiting for me, and they've got an STI like a really low mileage STI transmission for a really good price waiting for me as well. Just whenever we get to that bridge. Right now, I'm just using everything I have stock for now. I probably am going to change the brake pads for now, but I'm not going to wait that long, because that's like, we're talking, March of next year. That would be the earliest, and there's no guarantee that they would even offer that as a package for like previous owners to buy. So we still have like no real information on it. Christian says, speaking of RPM, the BRZ86 uses the same engine other than making it naturally aspirated, and yeah, it does redline at 7,500, which is very interesting. I wonder if they okay, the reason that I think that they limited it to 6,000 was because of the size of the turbo they used. And I think after 6,500, 6,400, most tuners will agree it keeps pulling, but the torque starts to drop off at that point. And so there's no real reason for it to go all the way to 7,000 RPM, which is probably why they let the NA one go, because they're just letting the engine do all the work. Now, with turbo upgrades, as you can see, Mike Body is already tuning his WRXs at 7,000 RPM. With turbo upgrades, that would be very beneficial, because now we're going to push that range a little bit higher, push the torque a little bit higher, and have that turbo spool out much past 6,000 RPM, and then there's going to be a benefit. So I'm thinking maybe that was the design choice by the engineers, saying, well, we're putting a small turbo on there. There's no reason it's not going to spool that much more past this RPM. No reason to really stress the engine if we don't have to. That's what I think. Wow, Jeremy, your boss has 2 W7s. Holy shit. That probably sounds insane. Fluffy Samurai, is anyone else concerned with the weight of the aftermarket wheels? So usually good aftermarket wheels are usually lighter. The stock ones I think are like 26 pounds. The stock 18 ins is 18 by 8.5 are like 26 pounds. At least that's what they were in 2021. I'm pretty sure that's the same in 22. The Vors wheels that I had, even though they were like kind of, not the best quality, even those at 9.5 pounds were like 24 pounds. And I think these Cosmos racing wheels are like 22 pounds, 21.5, 22 pounds, which for the price, that's really, really good. The compression ratios, yeah, it's not the same engine. Yeah, let's see. How much different is it? Let's see. 2022 BRZ engine, FA24 compression ratio. It is, oh yeah, it is quite a bit different. Yeah, it's 12.5 to 1 in the naturally aspirated versus 10.6 to 1 on the turbo. But that kind of makes sense. Lower the compression ratio because they know that you're going to be dumping boost in there anyway. So like there's reasons why that would be. But I mean, that's still really interesting, because I mean, once people start putting these aftermarket turbos and start revving up at 7,000 RPM, if that's really what they're going to do, we're going to know if that engine is going to handle it. Because I wonder even if when Subaru took the Nürburgring car, nobody ever talked about if they raised the RPMs on it. They only talked about like them putting the what did they put? Man, they put the sequential gearbox on there. They put a turbo upgrade, and they added aftermarket rods, but they never said anything about raising the red line because they would have had to modify it. I can't imagine that car running at 6,000 RPM or like 59.99 or whatever the hell their arbitrary number was, and different pistons. Yeah, dude, Kevin. Okay, to be honest, I actually told myself once I get my racing wing and when I do get my STI transmission and we're making over 400 horsepower, I will put STI everywhere, and I beg STI owners to come race me. Even now, like I have no problem racing anybody. There hasn't been a single like basic bolt-on STI WRX out there that I've met on the highway that we've raced that I have lost to. The only WRXs I have lost to are like my buddy's, 480 horsepower, 2014 or 2013. But I mean, that thing is like fully built front to back, right? Which we actually haven't had a chance to have a rematch because I raced him back when I only had the JB4 and I was only making like 295 at that time, roughly. And I told him that once the car gets really tuned up, we'll do a rematch once I'm over 400. I have a really good feeling I could probably beat him. And I know that we're supposed to do a rematch soon, but his car is getting worked on, my car is getting worked on. It's just been a mess. Yeah, and that's the other benefit of having that engine in the BRZ, that it does have port injection. And so if somebody boosts one of those and puts like an IAG block in there or like a closed head block in there and boosts those, they are going to make a lot of power, or they'll make a lot of power easily. That's the issue. Remember this one, FA? You can try my Evo. Yeah, my buddy actually has, let me see if I could pull it up. It is a beautiful Evo. It's a really nice guy. And I've been trying to figure out when I can get him on the channel, because his Evo makes, I think, like 380-ish horsepower right now. And I was like, man, that's even my car making like 340, it would still be really fun to drive, to race up against him to see like what it does. I'm trying to pull up the picture of it right now. Let's see if I can find it. It's a beautiful looking car. STL, let me see. It's in one of our Facebook groups. Groups. Oh, Facebook. It is tough to go through. Any spontaneous races? Oh, dude. For me, happens like fairly frequently, and which is why I keep telling myself I need to get a dash cam, because I miss on so many good races. And it's been really difficult. Because like there's some really good races I end up catching myself in, and there's nobody there to record it. I actually tried to race Brian T. I actually tried to race a 370Z, and the guy that was supposed to come out just kept dodging me. Like he would tell me next week, and then like next week never came, and I haven't heard from him since. And this was back when the car was stock. I really wanted to see how it did against a stock WRX or a stock 370Z. Let's see. What was that called? Winter Social. Yeah. Where is these pictures? Man, I know. I'm trying to find this picture of this Evo. Damn, dude, where is it? I thought somebody posted it in STL Subies some time ago. Anyway, it's a really good looking car. All right, Christy, thanks for stopping by. Appreciate it. Have a great Father's Day to you as well. Oh yeah, man, that's definitely Jokemania. I appreciate you guys coming by. I know Fridays are not exactly like the best days for streams, but like sometimes I never really get a chance to get out. Like my daughter comes home and she goes to bed, and I can actually hear my wife. She's watching like TV or something upstairs, and I was originally planning like to just so my original plan was I was thinking about actually doing an installation, a live stream, but then I realized I didn't have the right tools. I was actually going to install my I still have my parent AOS that I need to install. I know, terrible. and I was thinking about actually installing it on stream. I mean, it's gonna be like a 4-hour stream. Like, you will see all of the shit that happens with me when I install it. But I am still planning on doing that. Ecotech actually did ask me if they could do the installation so that they can get some, practice and knowledge or whatever, because they don't actually have a 22WRX shop car. Technically, my WRX is their shop car, but that was my other option. Okay, I do want to get a really good, well, not like a really good dash cam. I don't want to spend a lot of money, but something that works, something that's good. Chris, you'll have to send me some of these options that you're talking about, because I really do want to get one. Cassidy, no, I am no longer running OW20. After like the third tuner talk, I did switch to 530. That's what's in the car right now, and I'm still doing it. Oh yeah, Darren Anderson says Friday streams are for the dads. Keep it up. Yes. Okay, see that right there? Darren understands. As a fellow dad, I'm here on Fridays, and I definitely feel like Fridays are going to be my big stream days. And I actually mentioned this like a couple of months ago. I was saying, it would be cool if we can find like a game to play that like we can all like get on and play if like you guys are gamers and stuff. Like we could stream and then also just like play racing games, or if you guys are good at fighting games, I'd be more than happy to kick your asses. Dude, what? Jared Trulia says, I was almost carjacked in my VBWX for real last January. I installed... Wow, dude, that is a crate. Would you like to tell us more about that story? That is very interesting. That is ridiculous. Brian T is your only day off. Yeah, it seems like I work 5 days a week, but I'm in IT, so sometimes I'm on call, and sometimes even my day off isn't a day off. Fellow dad too, kid and wife asleep. Yeah, it's funny because like I hear my wife watching TV upstairs, but I guarantee you, if I go upstairs, she's probably asleep right now. Denver, Colorado, man, damn, that's crazy. That is really interesting. My wife just came back from Denver. She did a little vacation a couple of weeks ago actually. Get the STI training. Will you get the STI rear diff? Oh yeah. So Cassidy, the entire set that I have, it is like a full STI driveline. So we got obviously the axles, the drive shaft, the I think rotors and everything as well, along with the R180 diff. And so yeah, I am going to keep it. Now there is some conversation that the final drive of the STI is lower than the final drive of the WRX. I believe the WRX is like 4.44. And let's see, 2021 STI final drive is 3.90. So not quite as good for drag racing. Obviously, it's not meant for drag racing. I do it anyway. But we'll just work with that, So I do have a Discord. Right, I do have a Discord from my gaming days, and I've been like thinking, like, should I make it into something that everybody can hop on? And I've mentioned this before. I don't always think enough about like the marketing aspect of this, because like I don't see myself as like this great big celebrity that like all of a sudden I'm gonna start doing all these things and start making tons of money or whatever from it. Like I built the website with the t-shirts, and that's more of like a long-term thing, and more and less for like like 1,000 people are gonna go buy t-shirts tomorrow, I'm gonna make like a tons of money on it. It's more just like it's there if you want it, and if you don't, it's not hurting anybody, right? And I don't think about it like ever. But the Discord would be really easy to do because I already have the Discord. And my buddies and I hang out in there already to play games anyway. Cassidy, the DCCD will work. We will have to get an aftermarket kit. I think is it Dylan BBWRX that actually just put the iWire DCCD in his car, I think. Let me see. Let me confirm who I'm talking about. BBWRX. It was either him or was it Dark Wolf? Let's see. Oh yeah, okay, it's Dark Wolf. Dark Wolf actually put the DCCD. He put the because he got a transmission STI transmission. Dude, do you know he spent $10,000 on an STI transmission swap? That is crazy. I mean, it's cool. It is really cool, but man, it is not cheap. It is not a cheap thing to do. But he also went with like a really low mileage transmission to try and match the mileage that he has in his car. And he did actually put the iWire DCCD. I think it looks like he actually installed it himself, which doesn't seem to be too bad of an install because like all the plugs are there. It's basically just plug and play. There's a couple of things I think you do have to splice some cables on it, but yeah, I would get a DCC in there. Jeremy S, you're looking for a sysadmin? Oh my goodness, dude! I don't know if I can go back to that life. I have been a sysadmin for a couple of other jobs. So currently, what I am is I am a like combo Scrum Master / project manager / engineer level 3. So like I don't do stuff anymore. Does that make sense? But I don't manage anybody. I just help the team figure out what they need to do, and then if they need help, I stop and I help them get it done. Or most of my time actually is spent in meetings these days because as if you've worked any amount of time in IT, you know that IT people don't have the best communication skills. And so usually I'm the one who goes out there and talks to everybody and it's like, hey, like let's do this, or you're having, this manager is mad or that dude is mad. Well, let's hug it out, bro. We don't have to be mad about it. But hey, if the money's good, I'll do anything. Kevin said, I would say definitely do it, and we can share our WRX picks as well. Yeah, I think that would be cool. Okay, so that's another thing I wanted to do. I don't know if you guys ever watch Drew Peacock. I actually used to watch him like all the time, like day and night. And he does this thing where he does have like he roasts subscribers' cars, and then he also like has one where he does like a subscriber car battle. And I was like, that would be a really cool thing to do with our community, but I'm just waiting for the channel to get a little bit bigger so we have like a nice subscriber base to do that. So like if I say, okay, hey, send me like your cars, and I get like 100 cars and I can pick like 5 to 10 cars from it. I think that would be a fun thing to do, and also like showcase the community's cars, because there's a lot of people that have some really awesome builds that like nobody ever gets to see. Nick Kelly, man, welcome to the stream. Appreciate you stopping by on Dad Friday. Jeremy, yes, for sure. I went from help desk to IT manager, help desk, associates, infrastructure. Yeah, dude. Yep. That's kind of where I'm at. I've been in IT for now going on 23 years. And I've had a lot of setbacks. I was working at this hospital for 5 years. I was actually help desk for 5 years because that was my first job. And I had no idea that I could just like apply for another job. Because like at that help desk, we had people that were like 25 and we had people that were like 65. And like people were retiring from help desk. So like I just assumed that I should just stay here. And I spent 5 years working that job. And unfortunately, I got let go for stupid reasons, my own mistakes, because I was really upset with it. I was upset with myself, actually. And I kind of had to start over. And then I was doing really well. And I finally got a job in Texas in the oil industry. In the oil industry in 2013, well, the oil market crashed, and it crashed hard. And we went from like 1,700 employees to like 400. They cut everybody, including they cut me, they cut my manager, they cut everybody. And so then that's when I moved here to Missouri, and I kind of had to start over again. And it was really frustrating because for like 4 years, my pay did not increase, and yet like my living expenses kept going up, and like the places I was living kept going up, and it was like really, really frustrating. And it wasn't until I moved here that I really started like working through my career and finally finding what I'm good at. Like I feel like I no longer enjoy plugging the cable, figuring out the solution. I enjoy coming up with like not so much process, but just like communication aspect of it. And now with Agile, it's great because there's like so many jobs available for people like me who can just like come into a job and know technical stuff, but also be able to build bridges between teams and build rapport and shit like that. That just doesn't exist. And so that's kind of what I'm looking for. I want to be a Scrum Master somewhere else. I applied for a job at my current company as a Scrum Master. They, for whatever reason, passed. I don't know why the hell they passed. They've been asking me for years to apply, which kind of irritated me. And I am on the lookout for another job somewhere. I just don't know. I mean, the great thing would be like my YouTube channel starts making millions of dollars tomorrow, so I don't have to work. Brian T, you know what? I will be honest, a lot of people send me stuff on Instagram and Facebook, and like I sometimes have trouble parsing what I saw and what I haven't seen. So if you sent it to me and I didn't say anything, I apologize. I'm sure that I saw it. Somebody actually also sent me another picture, and the whole message just disappeared. I have no idea what the message is. I have no idea what they said. I'm going to feel so bad. This guy messaged me, and he's probably thinking that I just like blew him off, but like I don't even know where it went. Jeremy S., I work in pet food. We're only growing our corporate HQs in SEO. Really? Do you work for Purina? Because that actually would be pretty cool. Because Purina is over here. Been in the company for 18 years. Huh. Manufacturing any pet food company, and it's got to be Purina. If you tell me you work for Purina, that would be pretty cool. We actually went to Purina had a Easter Day thingy, and I actually remember we took my daughter over to when she was like 1.5 or like 2 to do like their picking their eggs. Yeah, you gotta work. A smaller company than Nestle? Okay, I was gonna say, because that's the only one I know. That's like, because you mentioned like, pet food, HQ, St. Louis. I was amazed how many companies are actually like headquartered in St. Louis. It's like really crazy. Yeah, man, if there's a, if there's a position out there somewhere for me, building connections is the way that I find jobs. And even this is like just another way to build connections. At least for me, I find that to be very a big benefit of being able to talk to people and just know so many people, because you just really never know where you're gonna go in life, which is just a whole other conversation. What is going on? People are still responding to if you guys are not in like the 2022 Facebook group, 22WX Facebook group, there's one that a couple of people run, and that's where Kevin Vo and Tanner Smith from Smedia, they just posted the WXs, and people are still responding to them, talking about different things. But I mean, the reason they posted it to just let everybody know, like, hey, make sure to come watch my channel. I now have a 22WX as well. Let's see. Oh yeah, that's right. Kevin Vo is also doing something with Aeroflow Dynamics or something. Like they've got some. He was on their channel. Like he stole their car or whatever. I saw that the other day. Base model infotainment. I don't know what they're talking about. Royal Canin. What's that? Is that also a pet food company? Royal Canin dog food. Oh, is that St. Louis based? I don't know. We'll see. I haven't really been like working really hard because we're trying to go to vacation. We're trying to go on vacation in July with the family. Just kind of get out. I think we're gonna go somewhere. It's been a minute. My wife really wants to get out of here and just go do something. So we're trying to plan that, and it's been tough with my daughter being home every day because we don't have like camp or babysitters, and so she's just been sitting at home hanging out with us, which kind of makes it hard to make videos sometimes. Let's see what else is going on here. So I think it would be a really cool idea to have just subscribers drop their cars in there, and we can just kind of see, because like I saw there's like 2 people I know for a fact that have like, what they call them, like overland builds, like lifted WRXs, which actually they look really cool. Let me see if I could find one of them on Reddit. Let's see. Where is it? It's so funny because like when I'm looking for stuff, I can't ever find it. Where is? It's like everything that happens in this Facebook group, and I, for whatever reason, I can never go back and find it. Who has rally build? It was like a red WRX rally build. Oh man, see, now I'm not gonna find it. I don't know where it is. Just took my first vacation in 5 years, spent a week and a half in Vegas. Went to, oh, dude, that's awesome. 5 years is a long time to not have a vacation, man. That's now I can't. Okay, so I think now it's a little different because vacations are like family vacations for us. Whereas when I was single, which it seems like it was forever ago, but actually it wasn't really that long ago. Like there was no such like. Yeah, I went on vacation, but like there was no such thing as like, oh, let me spend like week and a half and plan and do this thing. Usually somebody would be like, hey, you want to go do this thing this weekend? I'm like, all right, I'll take a Friday and a Monday off. That's that was vacation for me. So I don't know. Anyway, guys, I think we are coming to a close to this. I actually need to wake up early in the morning. So tomorrow, let me show you guys. If you didn't see this, I will show you something. Let me see. Dreamtime events. Let me see if I could find this picture. Okay. So if you don't know what I do, this is my like third job. I dress up as a character, a Disney character. In this case, Aladdin. It shows the word. And so this little company. That's my daughter, by the way. So this little company, I found because we took my daughter to this thing called Dreamtime events. Dreamtime Princess events, and we get there and it's like all these princesses. They had like rented out the hotel and it was really cool. And she was asking me, she's like, Daddy, there's no like princes. There's like Aladdin isn't there, Princess Vina, nobody's there. There's like no Maui, nothing. And I went to go talk to the lady. I was like, yo, what's going on with like your what's going on, like where's the Aladdins and shit? And she's like, oh, we don't really have any. And I was like, okay, do you want one? Because a little bit background on me, I used to work at Universal Studios, and I've done acting in the past. I've done some modeling and stuff like that. So I'm pretty accustomed to doing that. And plus I love cosplaying on the side. Anyway, so I asked him, I was like, hey, do you want me to play your Aladdin? Because I'll do it. But I said, I'll do it if you let my daughter go free to the events, which was last year. So that event, this picture that I just showed you, this event was last Saturday, and I have another one tomorrow. Oh, Jeremy, the money is very minimal. It is not a lot of money. And I think most of it ended up actually just going back into my daughter. Dude, Aladdin, for me, the first Disney movie that we owned was Aladdin. And obviously, as a Middle Eastern guy, Aladdin speaks to me, even though, like, it is the only symbolism in there is like camels and sand. But like for most of my life, I have cosplayed as Aladdin. So here I had the opportunity to do something fun, and my daughter, she absolutely loved it. And I'm like okay with kids, and so like it's not that bad. And so tomorrow I have another event all day from like 6 a.m. to probably like 6 p.m. I'll be doing it. And then I have another one, I think like July 1st, I think that weekend. So like these 3 events. It's a lot of fun. I don't mind it. It's just, I find myself, I'm sure you guys have also noticed the more I talk, I have my hands in a lot of different things. I'm a man who loves variety. And this kind of gives me a little bit of variety. Oh, you know what? How are we going to leave? I completely forgot. I know I was going to, last stream, I was going to show you guys the guitar. I know you guys have only ever seen this. We kind of started talking about music, but if anybody was ever interested, this is actually the guitar that I use to write all my riffs on. It is a Schecter Hellraiser C6, and I absolutely love it. It is my favorite guitar now, mainly because I own it. And I've got a couple of the guitars back here that I've used, but I don't record or play any of them. Actually, this is actually the first guitar I bought. This piece of shit. I bought this back in 2009, and for some reason, I just can't bring myself to get rid of it. I'm trying not to look at all the typecasting you guys are doing in the chat. Dude, I don't have the physique to play Tarzan at all. Like, I know, like, this looks like something, but it ends right here. The rest of this, it is not a Tarzan body. Okay, I would need to hit the gym a little bit to play Tarzan. Allowed pulling up with a WRX instead of a fly carpet. Hell yeah. I'm pretty sure that WRX is faster than that flying carpet too. But anyway, it is time for me to go have some ice cream and play a little bit of Diablo and go talk to my wife, who's probably passed out, and go bother her for a little bit. Thank you for coming to the stream. Thank you for supporting the channel. Right? Thank you for everything that you guys do. Obviously, not everybody who watches is here. This has been really interesting, and there is a video I want to do about this because people have been asking me a lot of questions about it. And I know YouTubers all say, well, people are asking me, like, people legitimately have asked me, like, other YouTubers have asked me, like, a lot of questions about how am I getting sponsors? How am I getting this? How am I getting that? And I thought it was really interesting because, like, when I tell them, it's not, like, the best answer, you know? But I appreciate you guys coming by and just hanging out. I know we're just sitting in the basement, but, I mean, this is, as you can see, this is where I spend most of my time. So I will see you guys until next time. Next video is going to be Tarzan. Yeah, so basically what I should start doing is, like, every installation video, I should just dress up as a different character. Yes, thank you so much. I will see you guys until next time. I will try to make these streams fairly regular because they are fun, and I like engaging with you guys. I think that there's a lot of cool people in chat. There's a lot of cool people I talk to on the regular basis. But until then, please, you guys be safe.